is leaked drone footage from Ukraine showing how they are turning drones into missiles. And what does it tell us about the state of the Russian armed forces? I'm Paul, U.S. Army combat veteran. Let's get into it. Okay, first, this is coming to us from the Ukrainian, one of the territorial defense brigades, I think the 126th TDF. And as you can see, these guys are running what look like, these are maybe Turkish-made drones, I think. But you can see this is almost certainly in Zaporizhzhia. You can see this is actually as good as it gets. But you can tell generally Zaporizhzhia seems much flatter. It also seems to be more sparsely wooded. And so, okay, it looks like they are patrolling around identifying targets. Here's what's most interesting about this to me is that these drones don't have a huge operating area. They're relatively small. But what's notable is that these tanks are in this position. There are no troops around, which may be because the troops have fled after having seen, drones approaching. But what's weird is that there's no sign of what these vehicles are doing parked here, right? Like, this isn't a depot. This isn't a repair yard. This isn't a checkpoint or some sort of traffic control measure. It doesn't appear like one of the vehicles is disabled, right? There isn't like a disabled vehicle and a recovery vehicle. Though there is this log here, and old school Soviet tanks, like in the World War II and Cold War era, would use a log actually for vehicle recovery. There's some mechanical advantage you could get by putting a log like under a tread or something, getting it unstuck. But you see that there's no signs that there were troops here, right? Normally, if Russian forces had been operating here, they'd have you've seen the trenches like I have, water bottles, ponchos, backpacks, trash from rations. It's all just the trenches just look like trash heaps. And usually these areas do as well, right? Again, if this was a mechanic trying to fix this, they would have their tools out. There would be something. And it's just like, were these vehicles just left here? The hatches look open. It's kind of hard to tell. This doesn't even look like a combat vehicle. This looks like a recovery vehicle, which again, it makes sense to be like, hey, we're going to have a 2 recovery vehicle convoy, like an IFV, and then the recovery vehicle itself. And when one of the tanks on the front lines gets hit, the crews hop in and off they go. If that were true, then they wouldn't just park them in the open. They would get them behind a tree. They try to conceal them in some way, and they'd probably have the crew nearby. So even if the crew is maybe off in like a fighting position in this wood line, why would they put their recovery vehicles out in the open, right? They'd conceal them so that they're ready and don't have exactly this happen. It could just be laziness. It could be poor planning, but it looks like instead this is it's just hard to say, right? And then, okay, there's this shot here. I'm going to skip past it because, YouTube's monetization policies are such that I can't show the actual explosion, but all you see is a little puff of smoke at a great distance. But the important thing to note is that this is from like a second drone, or even possibly from Ukrainian lines. So like these guys are really close to Ukrainian lines. Maybe again, but like where's the artillery, right? If this was tanks taken out by artillery, and the crew fled, then you would see the smoke, you would see the craters, and you really don't. You don't see a lot of signs of anything. So I wonder if maybe this is part of a Ukrainian tactic to sort of how they prepare to take an area. And the first things they do is use drones for reconnaissance and SAID, suppression of enemy air defenses, suppression of things like mine layers or enablers, right? Communications towers, right? You use the drones to sort of soften up Russia's ability to really run its troops and operate its defenses in a holistic way. Then maybe you have artillery fire directing at specific targets guided by the drones. Then you have reconnaissance elements, do some route reconnaissance. And then finally you have light infantry troops. This is me speculating, but that seems like kind of the order things would happen, and it would explain why we're seeing drones taking out non-combat vehicles in a place where there's almost no artillery fire or anything else. I do want to take a quick sec. If you've been on the daily updates, you know that I have launched something I have been working on for almost a year, Strike Gum pre-workout gum. Been working with a manufacturer in Denver, Colorado to convert an entire pre-workout shake or scoop into a single piece of gum. And the inspiration for this was when I was in Afghanistan. We used to drink at my 200-person fob. We used to drink so many energy drinks that we actually would get calls from our central logistics hub saying, "Hey, we noticed there's an error in your order. You're ordering 10 times as many energy drinks as fobs of your size. Your troops appear to be consuming 10 times more energy drinks than anyone else. We assume you just added an extra zero to your order." And our supply clerks, our food personnel would be like, no, that's right. We burn energy drinks at this rate, because you have to remember, when you're doing 12-hour combat patrols, another 2 hours afterward of all your reports, planning your next patrol, and working out, and sometimes pulling guard shifts, you need a way to stay focused and energized. But all we had then was caffeinated energy drinks. But Strike Gum is different. We have 90 milligrams of caffeine in here, no calories, it's sugar-free, so it won't mess with your macros. It won't give you that bloated, carbonated feeling, and it doesn't require you to mix it in a shake or chug it. So it's a great way to get the energy you need for a workout, and trust me, when you try it, you will be like, wow, this hits different. As if you're interested, you can go to strikegum.com. Also, even better, the 50% of the profits from the first production run I'm going to be donating to Ukrainian charities that benefit civilians who've been injured or displaced by the conflict. So if you're interested, again, go to strikegum.com. We also have an affiliate program that you should absolutely sign up for if you've never done affiliate marketing, if it's something you've always been interested in as a side hustle. We have a whole Discord dedicated just to helping first-time affiliates get stood up, understanding how to do it, assets, everything you need. So check it out, strikegum.com. And again, the affiliate program, you can go to rewards. We also have a military discount. So check it out. Get your Strike Gum today. We also ship now, finally, to the UK and Canada. And we are working, hopefully this week, we will get our European fans a chance to order as well. We just got to figure out shipping to the EU. Anyway, thanks again, guys. Okay, taking a look at this, right? We're just going to skip just a little bit ahead so we don't have to see anything getting blown up. Because again, YouTube has their feelings. Now here, it looks like they go after the second vehicle, which itself is kind of interesting, right? Like, look, this is the second vehicle, but look at the first one. The first one is kind of intact still. So then you're stuck. You're like, well, what are we seeing here? Is it two drones operating simultaneously? That would make sense to me. It's also possible that this drone was a dud. Or that literally they blew one drone and then launched a second one. But still, you'd think this would be smoking or on fire or charred and blackened from damage. And actually, as we get closer to this is definitely a non-combat vehicle. These are definitely two non-combat vehicles, support vehicles of some kind. My theory is they are recovery vehicles. They could maybe be mine layers. Let's just see. Let's just see if we can figure out what they are, right? If they're Russian air defense vehicles. Let's see. Images. Here's Russian Air Forces. Okay, they're probably not air defense vehicles. You see, they could be maybe the 2K-12, just without its rockets. I could see it being something like that. you know? It's got the treads. It just doesn't have the actual rockets. So yeah, it's a gainful surface air missile system, Soviet low to medium air defense system, developed in the 60s. So maybe this is but it looks like it's built on a platform that maybe there's a platform, that this is the platform they're taking out. Doesn't say anything about the actual, yeah, just talk, all right, interesting. Let's see if we can do Russian recovery vehicles. Oh, that's what it is. I think it's this. You can see it's got a armored recovery vehicle. It has this a Brem 1. Maybe it's a Brem 1. It's got these sort of tanks on the side. Yeah, see right there? It's a recovery vehicle. This is almost, I bet this is a Brem 1. Yep, look, there is the plow. I was right. So this is something meant to tow an armored vehicle that's damaged back from the front lines. Yeah, I think that's what this is. I think they are doing their preparations. They're hitting Russia in its key systems that will enable it to fight in this area for a longer period of time. Yeah, I'm pretty confident this is a Brem 1, right? Because just look, let's actually see if we can, the Brem 1. Okay, Russian. Yeah, I should learn to type. Russian Brem 1 armored recovery vehicle. All right, it's so small, it doesn't even have its own wiki entry, right? But let's look at some of these images. Then the site is so old, it actually won't let me see more of the images. Yeah, it's literally all just takes you to the same tank. But anyway, it was built in the 80s for the Soviet Union, a 3-man crew, repair and recovery vehicle supporting a fleet of T-72 main battle tanks. Officially entered service between 1975 and 84. There's only, interesting, until 1990, there were only 350 or so that had ever been delivered. Russian Army has no dedicated recovery vehicle for the T-64 and T-80 tanks, so it was sort of used to support those tanks as well. Really interesting. So that again tells us that Ukraine is out here taking out support vehicles. This may be the same thing being run again, but let's see if we can try to get an ID on the second vehicle. Okay, so it looks like, it almost looks like these drones are duds, but they think it's so valuable to take out these vehicles, because you notice this one has a much more deliberate approach. I'm not sure what's going on here, what this partner vehicle is here. It doesn't look like a tank, but it has kind of it's got like almost a World War I or a World War II like T-34 style like blocky turret. But I don't really know what it is. It may be like an MLRS, but you see how more deliberate they were with their approach there. Again, you can sort of see there, it just sort of zooms out and it's like, oh, look, there's Zaporizhzhia. But again, I don't want to show the explosion because YouTube will be so mad at me. But you can see there's basically a remaining 30 seconds. Are things getting blown up? So what have we learned? We have learned in this video that the Ukrainian forces seem to be using drones to reach up and over the front lines and are targeting Russian enablers. I would bet anything that these drone pilots are experts at seeing communication vehicles, radar, vehicle recovery, munitions, fuel trucks. I bet those guys can see like 3 pixels on a screen and just be like, that's a Brem 1. Let me go throw my drone at it. Guarantee it. Because that's what you want to do, right? That's what these precision drones are best at in the battlefield, right? There's not enough of them to take out every tank. But if you prevent those tanks from being recovered by taking out a recovery vehicle, you have to think you may have taken out 5 or 6 or 10 tanks that vehicle would have recovered and put back into service. So that's sort of the effectiveness of these targeted strikes. And when I talk about the fact that Ukraine is trying to make this happen without air superiority, that is the kind of thing that an air superiority, having even just local air superiority would give you. All right. Drones are good, but you saw they threw like 4 drones at this problem, and it was not super clear that it actually destroyed these vehicles. But if you had, again, an F-16, if you had or an F-22 that you could use as deep strike, you wouldn't speculate. You would laze that target and you would throw a JDAM on it and you would forget about it. One and done. But Ukraine, again, if there's one thing we know about war, it is creates necessity, the mother of invention. And Ukrainian forces certainly using what they have to make it happen. Anyway, guys, that is all I had. Be sure to check us out at strikegum.com, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.